Yo, so I've been seeing a lot of stuff on mainstream media and all forms of media that point to like an underlying pattern. I just wanted to talk about that and talk about how mainstream basically makes money off of that and how everyone is kind of like sucked into that. I know that's pretty abstract, so I'm gonna just break it down a little bit. So yeah, you'll see a lot of clips, whether that's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. They're gonna have like a lot of shock value to them, and that shock value brings a lot of people in. It brings people in, but they don't know it because in their life they're actually yearning for something they actually need. And social media is something, and any type of media can be something that you want when you have it at your fingertips. Especially right now, I'm on my phone right now. I can go on any social media, and you see the algorithm. It pinpoints exactly where you are through certain settings. You know, whether they read your cookies or whether they know your search history or whatever. They're gonna put something in your face that grabs you, and it's gonna grab you, and it's gonna give you an emotional shock value. But you do that. See, when you do that a couple times, or even you have control over it, it's not going to matter. But when it's ingrained into the society and the society reflects that, that's when people internalize it. Um, so, and then that's when you get people who get in really high positions of power. They make these same decisions that society and social media reflect onto other people. And then you get huge swaths of people that really just kind of believe the same thing, or in the case within American society, being a capitalistic society, the main value is to make money. That's really incontrovertible. You can debate me on that or whatever, but I honestly think that in American society at this day right now, most people are just interested in making money. I haven't met too many people that actually like their job, and they're actually really passionate about it. Although they'll speak about it, especially on this platform on YouTube, but they don't really practice what they preach. Because if they did, then the world would be becoming a better place, right? And they wouldn't have to reiterate this shock value pattern that draws people in, that gives those people who are saying the things views. They wouldn't have to say that. They would move on, and they would learn new things and stuff. But they keep harping on these things, like, and I'm switching topics right now, but they're connected. They keep harping on these things that are you would say, some people would say it was like white supremacy, right? Which is like, you have these huge buildings, corporate buildings, or just buildings in general. Where were those buildings made? Like, what are the art styles on them? A lot of them were made during the French times, in France. But at the same time, you have huge numbers of media companies that record these buildings, whether that's a government building, a Capitol building, whether that's like the police station, where all these issues are being discussed, right? But at the same time, I'm blanking right now. I forgot what I was gonna say. At the same time, right, so the community members, the people, like, they don't have all this property, right? You know, they have a house or they're renting an apartment, but maybe they were like an interesting person, you know, I don't know. But instead, media is always, and this is also incontrovertible. You can open up your phone right now and you can look everywhere what's going on in Russia with this huge war on oil. Not in Russia, in Ukraine. And then what's going on with China. The whole country of China is supposedly teaming up with like Russia, right? That's something new. And then you have all these like politicians who, okay, I'll give them credit. You know, they probably want political change for the good. But, you know, how do you do that? You get votes. And what's our voting system like in the majority of places? It's a majority vote. So you have these huge swaths of people who believe the same thing, but it's also a dichotomy because you have usually like two groups, and it's like black and white, not the skin color, but just, I'm just saying in general, black and white, like a dichotomous thinking pattern, right? So you have two of them going, and you have these battleground states where one state can win, where there's so much energy going into this one state, and then all of a sudden maybe this one state wins and it's called like an election fraud. They're like, you have these media companies saying it's an election fraud, right? Because a Republican state didn't win. Or the Democrats will say something else. I don't even keep up with it to this point because it's the same thing. It's just said in a different way. And it makes people fight. And it makes people fight instead of bring people together and realize that, okay, yeah, maybe I suffered more than you, but I want to suffer less. And one way to do that is to connect with someone who has a similar suffering, and we can both win. And that suffering that makes us hate each other even more and hate ourselves even more can be relieved in sort of a way. It can never be solved. That's a whole nother discussion. I can go on for hours on that, but it can never be solved. But at least you have an improvement where there's a mainstream effect that only talks about one or two stories, right? One or two stories, whether that's, so this is an issue right now, or that's an issue right now. And I'm not going to give you examples. I can give you examples right now, but it's the pattern that matters, right? So yeah, you have these issues that are just like everyone is backing this issue, but at the same time, us as human beings, so many things are happening at this moment right now. There's no way we can comprehend any of it, right? And this is like a human condition lesson that counteracts what we live in as a society. So at that moment, if we decide to deny everything about that human condition, the complexity of our life, of our intelligence, of our being, and just go into some political debate where it's very simple, it's very I'm right and you're wrong because of this preconceived notion, that preconceived notion, which is attached to something that's completely dead, that was not created for people to latch onto to improve their life. It was created mainly to make money, although I will give people credit. Most people, they do want to help out and stuff like that. But at the same time, the underlying pattern that governs us at this moment right now, and it governs everyone in different ways. And there's a lot of different patterns in different places, but right now I'm just speaking out of my, a-hole. And that's a lot of the times what politicians do. They talk about these issues, and nothing really happens. And I can go into that more, but I think that's a good stopping point for this video. Yeah, just let me know what else what you found interesting about the video, what you need to know. Like, just leave it in the comments, and then maybe we can talk about it. Maybe I can make a video, maybe we can do something else. Yeah, so just let me know. I'm trying to actually use social media as a platform to help people think more about their life so they can improve their life, and they can make critical decisions through critical thinking about whatever decision they want to make, so that they can make a decision where they don't regret it. So yeah, I'm gonna end right there, and have a good one.